we've reached the MMA section. This is the MMA news, and we're gonna start off with: Is Alexander the Great the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now? And should Alexander take the number one spot ahead of John Jones in the pound for pound
Wow.
rankings? I'm gonna
Um,
toss it to you, man. We watched this, man.
yeah,
This
we
was
did.
amazing,
By the way,
fantastic.
let's just talk about this.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the fight first? Like, can we talk about that fight first, then we'll talk about this question. So, that fight, by the way, we're talking about UFC 290. That was an amazing card. I just want to say this is in the ballpark of the conversation, but UFC has been killing it. Like boxing, you guys got to step it up. Make some like heavier cards. I know that boxing is all based around the fighter, and you're watching like the name brand, but UFC has been killing it with like these just great cards of multiple people, and you get to see like just multiple good fights all in the same night. I feel that has much better value than a boxing fight. I'm just gonna be real. And UFC 290 was just amazing from start to finish. We had really good fights from Bo Nickel to Pandoja to uh, to Volkanovski versus Yair. And so this fight between Yair and Volkanovski, it was something that we predicted, but just to watch it in motion was amazing. I predicted personally that this fight was gonna be ground and pound from Alex Volkanovski by round four. It did happen that way, but it happened in round three. Um, and it's just my God, the sheer stylistic differences between Yair and Alex, it was just, well, for one, it was night and day, and just the way that Alex handled it with the stance switches and the feint game. His feint game was fantastic. I want to do that. I'm gonna implement that into my boxing game. The way that he feints the way he feints, it's so mesmerizing to watch. I wish I could change stances like he does comfortably, but I'm not there yet. But just watching him and the way that he dismantled Yair was just amazing. The way the fluidity of his level changes, to timing, to adaptation, um was subpar none. And I that fight was just mm, perfect. um so in terms of pound for pound best, uh oh, then I would have to definitely say John Jones. uh you know, Alex Volkanovski has done some amazing stuff in the same vein as like Demetrius Johnson, right? But you can't really compare Demetrius Johnson to John Jones, because John Jones has like defended the belt since the UFC was like a baby. You know, he's been doing it forever, and he's been there forever, and he's gone away and come back. Like no one does that like John Jones. No one goes away for years and then just comes back, gets the top spot, goes back again, comes back, wins it again. Does that multiple times. And unlike Connor, right? I love Connor as a fighter, but he did not defend the belt. John Jones has done that multiple times. Uh but I haven't seen Volkanovski. I've seen him defend the belt, but I haven't seen him like, come off of a super long like hiatus and then
Mhm.
and then just come back, right, and win it. No, no, no. He's been there for a while. Like he's uh I guess that's where the argument comes in, whether you think that being up there for so long is different from coming back off of a long hiatus and then still doing it. Like I think that's just where the political value lies on what pound for pound means. I would just still say John Jones off of the people that he faced, the challenges that he overcame, and just the amount of time he's been there is insane. So, what do you think, Mike? What do you think about this matchup?
I mean, this was great in terms of Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah.
I remember prior to the fight, GSP was saying, "Oh, we should we should be worried because Volkanovski. It's harder. It's hard when you go up in weight and then you have to just go back down.
Hmm.
Volkanovski did it seamlessly, right? And he looked great inside the octagon against Yair, who is a really good move in terms of movement. Yair is really good. Um, However, where Yair really falls short, I mean, really falls short, is his ground game.
Mm,
It was um, Volkanovski just dominated,
yeah,
took him down, and didn't allow him to get up, and just ground and pound smashed him up. I was like, wow.
yeah.
Uh, Especially in the closing part of the fight, the third round, where he TKOs him. He hits him really good with a short right hook, I believe.
Hmm.
Stuns Yair, gets him on uh, against the fence, and hits him with a body, takes him down, goes into side control, gets his back, and then starts ground and pound from there. Which, damn, all seamlessly in like I think it was like 15 seconds. All that happened. I believe so, right? Probably wrong, but super fast. Um, but man, in terms of pound for pound, I would put Alexander Volkanovski above John Jones if he goes back and beats Islam Makhachev.
Whoa.
If he does that and becomes double champ and dominates lightweight division, yeah, I'd like seamlessly have him above John Jones. John Jones' resume constitute him as the GOAT, right? But this is right now. This is right now. As of right now, I still have John Jones as number one, uh, above Volkanovski. But in the future, if Volkanovski moves up in weight, like he said in his post fight interview, and he does what he says he's gonna do, absolutely, I'd have him up there. But as of right now, man, that was just a phenomenal fight between him and Yair.
Yeah.
Even if it was one sided as hell.
I mean, so we expected though, right? I think like Yair
Yeah, yeah.
is a really good, entertaining, flashy fighter, but
Oh yeah,
he's
absolutely.
limited to that. I think if it was like a if there was rule sets, he
Yeah.
probably would have won the striking game alone.
Yeah. Like in one championship where they have one round is solely ground game and grappling, and then the next round is going to be just solely stand up.
Yeah,
Uh, but shout out to Yair for throwing a question mark kick though.
that was cool. That was so
I've
cool.
I rarely ever see that in real life. I see that a lot in UFC 4 and UFC 3. But shout outs to Yair for trying that out in the championship fight. Wish it landed because it would have been cool, but man, it's still a treat to see Alexander Volkanovski dominate the way he does.